The Jags take on the Kansas City Chiefs tonight at Everbank Stadium in their only Monday night appearance. Alessandra Pontbriand, sportscaster at WJXT News for Jax, is joining me live this morning. Thanks for being here, Alessandra.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It's an exciting day.
Exciting day. I've got my teal blue for the Jags, and we know that kickoff is expected at around 8:15 at Everbank Stadium. The Jags are 3-1, and they haven't beaten the Chiefs, who are 2-2 since 2009, and they've never beaten Mahomes. So, what can we expect, and how important is this Monday night slot?
Yeah, this is a huge Monday night game. I mean, this is prime time. Everyone will be watching the Jaguars and the Chiefs. And like you said, I mean, the Jaguars have a better record than the Chiefs. So that's turning the tables this season. I mean, you think of the Kansas City Chiefs as as the premier team, the team that everyone wants to be. They're a championship caliber team. And I remember I asked head coach Liam Cohen earlier this week on Thursday when we got to speak to him, is this the opportunity for your team to really put on a show and make a statement? And he said, yes. I mean, this is the chance to put 60 minutes of great football on tape that everyone can watch. And you mentioned in prime time, the Jaguars are 7-5 at home on Monday night. And this is the 18th time, third consecutive season that they've been playing on the primetime slot. So, yeah, it's a big, big, big game for the Jaguars tonight. If they beat the Chiefs and they beat Patrick Mahomes, they'll solidify themselves as, a team to watch around the league. If they don't, then it will be kind of, continuing to Owen. At this point, it would be 0-5 against Patrick Mahomes, which, if they lose this one, I don't think it's that terrible because the Chiefs are just such a good team. But if they win, this would be a huge, huge win for Liam Cohen.
And I understand that there are some whispers of whether or not Trayvon Walker will be playing in tonight's game with his injury. Do you have any inside scoop on that? And what would that mean for the Jags defense?
It would be huge for Trayvon Walker. So last week during the 49ers game, he was hurt. He had a wrist injury. On Monday, he did see a specialist and had a surgical procedure done. He didn't practice on Thursday or Friday. On Saturday, he did return to practice, and he had a big cast on his wrist and his hand, on his left wrist and hand. So he was obviously limited in practice. Anthony Campanelli, the defensive coordinator, and head coach Liam Cohen both kind of reiterated that if he feels that he can play tonight, then he will be a go, but it will be a game time decision. So no one will really know until, 8:15 if he takes the field. He's huge for the Jaguars. He's one of the best defensive players on the team, one of the best players on the team in general, but one of the kind of forefront players up there on the line. He would be a huge loss, for the Jaguars if he can't play, but they do have some really good players behind him. Dwan Smoot being one who, has disrupted quarterbacks this year. He's a veteran player, one that you can rely on. But yeah, Trayvon Walker trending like he may play. Of course, we don't know officially just yet, but he did practice on Saturday, so that is a good sign.
Tell us a little bit about the new Stadium of the Future renderings. On Friday, we saw the grand staircase unveiled, and
hmm
you've had a look at it. What are people saying about it?
Yeah, we did a social media video and it kind of went viral. People are, I think the staircase, yes, it's just stairs. When you look at it that way, it's just stairs. Why are you excited about stairs? But it's not just about the stairs. It's really about 5% of the construction officially complete. They're still on track to finish the stadium August 2028. So this is the first really part of the stadium that we can see that's actually complete. The construction is complete, and that's really the exciting part. It is a nice staircase. I got to walk up it. And when you walk up it, you go to a much wider area for the main concourse. So, I think some people are excited for the staircase. Most people, I don't think, really care. But when you think of it as, okay, on a larger scale, we are now seeing the beginning parts of the construction, completed. That should get you excited. But yes, if you enter gate one, you can see the staircase. You can walk up it to the main concourse and then get to your seats from there.
Well, I'm sure people will be running up those stairs to watch the game.
Yeah.
Again, kickoff at 8:15. Alessandra, thank you so much for joining us, and we look forward to seeing